Hello everyone, this is Trip TV. I'm Paul Turner and it's glad to be back. Come on in, John. This is part 2 of our interview. I know y'all was waiting suspense because I'm feeling very suspenseful. I can't wait to see what he got to say. Hello, John.
How you doing, Paul?
Good.
How you doing, everybody?
So, I know we asked you questions on our first interview for part 1.
Yes.
And we went over some very interesting questions that I found profound, and I just wanted to get your commentary. How did you feel about the first interview? How do you think it went?
Well, I think it went quite well, actually. Good questioning, and I think that we both were vibing, so I appreciate it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, time to get back to the vibing, as you say.
Okay.
So, for those who may have just tuned into this video, this is John GP Hunt, and he is one of the owners of TripGear and one of the creators of Behavior 100's curriculum. Now, our next question for you is, what are your objectives for the company as of right now? What are you moving towards or trying to reach at this point in your career with TripGear Behavior 100?
Well, it's a great question. One of quite a few things, but just prioritizing. We're looking at restarting Kickstarter. We did it before. We have a lot more books, a lot more ideas that we want to be able to include in this phase of getting back and resubmitting our Kickstarter application. We also have a mail out. We're going to be mailing out our Behavior 100 summary to schools in Ontario, Canada, Toronto, Canada, Paris, France, Nigeria, certain parts of South Africa, Guam, all 50 states, and we're mailing these off to principals, assistant principals, community stakeholders, juvenile centers, alternative school superintendents, elementary and middle schools, and these letters are going to give them a blueprint of what Behavior 100 is all about and how it can impact them, their staff, and also the students and the community stakeholders. So we're very excited really about those two objectives.
I was a little bit curious. What is Kickstarter? Because I really don't know what that is.
Well, Kickstarter is a fundraiser, and it allows you to submit an idea, and then you'll have people from all over the world is able to submit money in order to be able to help your idea manifest and become a reality. So we've done it in the past, and we had about 3 or 4 books that we already had, but now we're going to have a collection of actually 10 books, and we want them to be able to, people around the world, including you, to be able to help us with our other books and our teaching guides to be able to propel us from our global outreach program we talked before called Crusade for Reading.
Right.
So we're very excited about that.
So with donating, can our viewers donate?
Yes. So we're looking at probably July to re-kick our Kickstarter program. I don't think we'll have a problem being approved. We were approved expediently last time, so we're looking forward to that in July.
Beautiful, beautiful. Remember, guys, when we kickstart, make sure to make some donations. Our next question is, when you're doing your works of art, do you find it important to make modifications and like go through and make trying to find significant errors or something that might not seem so important?
Well, yeah, I mean, we do the IMICE, the image, metaphor, inspirational character, encourager, and the creative captions. We have the ability, depending on the environment we're going to be going into, to be able to have that type of elasticity, to be able to make changes to our artwork and also our stories themselves, depending on the environment. So we always look at it and look at the metaphors within the images, and we always are adding pieces to that image, taking pieces out also. So yes, we try to be as it's like making a suit for somebody. We always tell the learning institutions, professionals, that we can tailor make a program for their students and the staff also. So we're very enthused about that diversification and that structural advantage that we have. But we don't go into a school or a learning institution with all the answers. In fact, we have very few answers. So our program, the Behavior 100, we call it the 5, is able to structurally implement programs, curriculum with a social, cultural content that can help all the students out. And we always include the staff, the administrators, and the community stakeholders also.
That's beautiful. There's no kind of, I'm positive. I really like the idea of bringing everyone together.
Yes.
Cause like you said in our last video, with the community was taken advantage of and was integrated with a lot of maladaptive behavior and a lot of excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm a little cat got my tongue today.
Yeah, no problem.
And a lot of destructive behavior.
Yes.
And I feel that with Behavior 100, we can recreate community schools and make them community schools again instead of separated from the community, like you said.
Yeah, so we want to fuse, as we talked last time, because of the problems within the inner cities, the schools have been separated. And what we want to do, the social cultural program with Behavior 100, as you said, we're fusing it all together. So you're going to have the community stakeholders, you're going to have the administrators, the staff, and the students. We call the power P, or the power 3, where you're going to have peer-to-parent, peer-to-peer, and peer-to-community staff, or teaching staff, professionals, and be able to develop and enrich those relationships. So that's our objectives.
It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Well, guys, I'm telling you, this man has great ideas, wanting to bring us back together. We need this, especially in the society we live in today, where we fighting one another, we get in arguments with one another. I have a question, John. We know, as you said last time, you do a lot of research. Has it been any events lately that you took an interest to that our viewers should probably learn or hear about?
Well, again, we have 2 big events coming up. We're going to go to Flint, Michigan, and we want to see how, in reference to the water crisis, we all know about it, and we want to see how parents made decisions either to go get water when the water looked and smelled a little different. We want to see their educational background, their critical thinking, and why they made the decision to invest in water and maybe take McDonald's out, take Burger King out, being able to say, I'm not going to go there, kids. Let's get this change to water. We're going to go buy some. And the parents that said, okay, the water looks good. The water doesn't look good. It's not tasting the same. But I prefer to go to McDonald's than buying my children water that's more acceptable to the palate, the way we taste water. So we want to be able to do that. Then we're going to do a 21 day tour where we're going to go to 21 different cities, and we're going to be giving out books, giving out T-shirts, and the whole process is Crusade for Reading. As we talked before, it's about almost 1.5 billion people around the world that are illiterate, they can't read, they can't write, and we know I don't know if we mentioned that, but we're talking about if you drop out of school, if you don't take the time to really pay attention in school, average income a week is only $245, and they only work between 19 to 20 weeks a year. So we know the importance of education, the importance of reading, writing, creative writing, comprehension, critical thinking. But in this 21-day tour, we want to let the public know that we have a concern as a company, as an organization, and we want them to benefit from our books, from our teachers' guides, and from our conceptualization in their children also.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, our next question is, so in the world we live in, a lot of times people say we depend on technology, and we go to technology for a lot of information and resources. So with your company and with your Behavior 100 curriculum, how do you integrate technology, and how do you find the uses and the advancement of technology very important and pretentious to your ideas and the further developing Behavior 100?
Well, again, that's a great question. Because of the elasticity of the program in the holistic elements of the program, we're going to be adding on new stories, new poetry, new the interpersonal connections, where teachers are going to be able to go on and teaching professionals will be able to go on and be able to grab or take from our system different stories, different poetries, role-playing devices, plays, skits, actually on a daily basis. We have, quite honestly, thousands and thousands of different stories, role-playing devices, skits, and plays. So then we continue to write. We have writers. We continue to write different stories, different skits and plays, and they'll be able to continue to gravitate and grab those devices from our website, and also with music too. So they have a plethora of items from Behavior 100 to continue daily, depending on the learning environment, to grab and to gravitate to help their students to be able, we call corporate learning devices. So it's a win-win situation. So, and then they, because of the way the program is designed, which is, it just makes me feel HT, Hard Therapy, very good about it, is that they'll be able to also add what they already have. The whole objective is what we call connect the dots. So they'll have the ability to connect the dots depending on if there's humanities class, history class, language and arts class. They'll be able to make those connections and be able to go to our website and then continue to grab new product. So again, it's going to be a win-win situation.
That's beautiful, very beautiful. I know, guys, and I hate to cut it short, but that's the end of our interview. And I know Mr. John has been telling us miraculous information about Behavior 100 and TripGear and their ideas. And I find it very wonderful and very informative to know all this information. So it was very beautiful and nice to have you here with us. But sorry to say it, you gotta go, Mr. John.
Not a problem. Again, Paul, it's been a pleasure. And folks, remember, saying the right word to the right person at the right time can change that person right now. And our objective is to change and challenge the way language arts is being taught internationally. Please, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, that was a beautiful interview. And I'm glad that y'all tuned in to watch us. See you next time on Trip TV.